Welcome back to Founder Reflections. I'm Dr. Gloria Enyinnaya, and today's episode is built around one line I keep coming back to. Innovation is observation. It sounds almost too simple, but it corrects one of the most common mistakes I see managers make, sitting around waiting for a big idea to arrive, as if genius is going to knock on the door. In my experience studying and teaching innovators, that's not really how it works. Most breakthrough ideas were already visible to someone who was paying attention. So the question we're sitting with this week isn't what should I invent? It's what have I stopped noticing? Let's get into it. Here's the mistake, stated plainly. Most managers wait for a big idea to arrive. They treat innovation like lightning, something that strikes the specially gifted. But when you actually look at the sharpest innovators, the ones I've studied and taught over the years, they're not really more imaginative than everybody else. That's the surprising part. What sets them apart is that they observe more deliberately, in more places and more often. And that reframes the whole thing. Because most breakthrough ideas were already visible. They were sitting in plain sight, waiting for someone who was paying attention. That means that observation isn't a gift you're either born with or not. It's a discipline you can build. And that's exactly what the rest of this video is about. 4 disciplines of observation you can start practicing this week. Before we go further, here's the map for the episode. 4 disciplines, and I want you to notice that none of them require genius. They require attention. 1. Read patents as intent. A patent filing is a company telling you in writing what it thinks the future looks like. 2. Map the white space. Don't just track your rivals, plot them, and then go hunting for the empty quadrant. 3. Track the curve, not the headline. The hard part with any trend is knowing whether it's a fad, a medium-term shift, or a structural change. And 4. Listen before you build. Trade your assumptions for real conversations with the people that will actually use what you make. Each one comes with a concrete step you can start this week. Let's take them one at a time. Discipline 1. Read patents as innovation intent, not as paperwork. Most people think of a patent as a legal formality. I'd invite you to read it differently. A patent filing is a company declaring in writing what it believes is worth protecting. And what a company chooses to protect is another way of saying what it believes the future looks like. 2 examples. Interswitch here in Nigeria, their patents around secure payment technology signaled where our fintech sector was heading years before that direction became obvious to everyone else. And Apple has turned this into a discipline. They patent features long before those features ever ship in an iPhone. If you're reading the filings, you had a preview. So here's your action step, and it's genuinely small. Once a month, go to Google Patents, search your industry, and pick just one recent filing. Ask 2 questions. What problem is this solving? And what opportunity does it open up for someone else? That's it. Once a month. Discipline 2. Map the white space, not just the competition. Here's a distinction I want you to hold on to. Most managers track their rivals. They know who's out there and what they're doing. Far fewer actually map them, and mapping is where the insight lives. Take a simple grid. Put price on one axis and quality on the other, or speed against customization, or whatever axis actually matter in your market. Plot your competitors on it. Suddenly, you can see where the field is crowded and, more importantly, where it's empty. Accenture and SAP occupy different corners of digital transformation for a reason. Coca-Cola and Pepsi sit where they sit in beverages very deliberately. Here's your action step. This quarter, Draw a 2 by 2 grid of your 4 closest competitors. Find the open quadrants and then ask the crucial question. Is it empty because customers don't want it? Or is it empty simply because no one has looked closely enough yet? Those are very different answers, and one of them is an opportunity. Discipline 3. Track the curve, not the headline. Trends are seductive because they're easy to spot. Everyone can see that something is happening. The hard part, as the part that separates good judgment from noise, is knowing what kind of trend you're looking at. And there are really 3 categories. Is it a fad? That's a passing behavior that will fade as fast as it arrived. Is it a medium-term shift, real but bounded, reshaping a season rather than the whole structure? Or is it structural change, the kind that permanently rewrites the rules of your market? And here's why this matters. Nigeria's POS-agent boom and the global rush towards AI tools, both of them looked at first glance like passing behavior. A lot of serious people dismissed them. Neither one was passing. Misreading the curve is expensive in both directions. So here's the action step. Pick one trend touching your business right now. Commit to a category. Write it down. Is it a fad, medium term, or structural? Then set a reminder to revisit that judgment in 90 days. You'll learn as much from when you were wrong as where you were right. Discipline 4, and in some ways the most humbling one. Listen before you build. The costliest decisions I've seen, and I mean genuinely expensive in money and in time, that's in wasted months, are almost always built on assumptions that are never tested against the real customer. We fall in love with our own idea and we skip the step of checking it against reality. The organizations that get this right build listening into their process. Jumia interrogates why deliveries fail in specific areas rather than guessing. Nike interviews athletes before they touch a redesign. In both cases, they're doing the same thing, trading a guess, however intelligent, for verifiable information. That trade almost always pays. Your action step here is my favorite because anyone can do it tomorrow. Before your next product or process innovation decision, hold 5 short conversations with the people who will actually use the thing. Not a survey, conversations. And ask them what is broken before you rush to propose what is next. Let me pull the thread together. Notice what these 4 disciplines have in common. Whether it's reading patents, mapping white space, tracking the curve, or listening before you build. None of them require genius. Not one. What they all require is attention. Specifically, they require the willingness to look somewhere before it becomes obvious that you should have looked there. That's uncomfortable because there's no applause for it in the moment. But that willingness is the entire distance between 2 kinds of manager, the one who is surprised by change and the one who saw it coming. Same market, same information available to both. The only difference is who was paying attention. That's the whole argument. Innovation isn't reserved for the specially gifted. It's available to the deliberately observant. So I'll leave you where we started with the one question this whole episode has been building towards. This week, don't ask yourself, what should I invent? Ask instead, what have I stopped noticing? Innovation is observation. You don't have to do all 4 disciplines at once. That's a good way to do none of them. Just pick one. Read a patent, draw the grid, categorize a trend, have 5 conversations. Pick one and actually start it this week. If this was useful, please like and subscribe and share it with a manager in your life who's still waiting around for the big idea to arrive. You can find more of these reflections at gloryinninnaya.com. I'm Dr. Glory Enyinnaya. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.